Hey, and welcome to Matt and Jess TV. I am Matt
And I'm
Roast.
Jessica Bun Bun.
Welcome to our trailer reaction for Nine Perfect Strangers Season 2. Today, Hulu decided that they were going to do us all a favor, perhaps much more of a favor than Masha has ever done for any of these people at her retreat, and give us a good, solid look at the next season of this show, which has not been on the air in forever.
Yeah, I can't even say how excited I am for this show to be back. I loved the first season so much. I was really surprised when they decided to do a season 2. I was like, how much more story is there? There will be spoilers from season 1 ahead. So if you haven't seen it, cover your ears, come back, watch the first season. It's so good, worth your time. But season 2, now that I've seen the trailer, I'm like, oh, this all makes sense.
Yeah, I'm really excited that we have another season. See, I didn't watch season 1 when it was first on. So for me,
I watched it 3 times.
yeah, you've watched it 3 times. So you've actually had to suffer through this years long wait. Like I watched
So long.
I watched season 1 a little bit more recently, so it's like I feel a little bit more like, okay, I've got reasonably fresh eyes still. There's a
Yep,
lot of
yep.
things I'm excited about story-wise for
Mhm.
season 2, but I will also admit here that like selfishly, I'm just really excited for the cast because if I sort of have a starting lineup and a bench unit for the metaphorical team of actors I've created in my mind, there are at least a few people on this season who I am just jumping up and down to get into the game.
Yeah, I truly can't wait. The cast looks great. It's coming up really soon, May 21st on Hulu. Like, we are only a few weeks away.
Yeah, well, we're going to get into all of that, the premiere date, what to expect, everything from the trailer. Before we do, be sure to hit that subscribe button because, yeah, we're going to be here throughout Nine Perfect Strangers Season
Mhm.
2 with all sorts of coverage, reviews, theories, so much other good stuff. And, you know, we're also in the midst of covering another show on Hulu right now in The Handmaid's Tale. So be sure to check that out in addition to The Last of Us on HBO and coming up Dexter Resurrection, Alien Earth. There's a lot more to look forward to.
Also, you can follow us over on our Patreon. I'll have a link for you down below in our description. Over there, we're going to be covering exclusively Criminal Minds Evolution Season 3, which is on Paramount Plus, and Murderbot, which is coming up on Apple TV Plus. And it is the only place you're going to be able to get those weekly reviews. So thank you so much to everyone who is supporting us over there. It really helps us out here at the channel.
Thank you guys. We really, really appreciate that. And okay, let's just start this off here by trying to lay the groundwork for the release schedule for this show, with trying being the operative word because there's a lot of conflicting information.
Absolutely, there is.
Okay, here's what we can say for sure. When the show premieres on May 21st, you're going to get the first 2 episodes. Now, Hulu's press site claims that there's going to be 2 episodes a week after that, but then in the Hollywood Reporter article that came out today with the trailer, they're acting like the finale is in early July. There's other places saying it's going to be a weekly rollout after the so ultimately, watch this space, watch Hulu when it comes. It's not all at once. So at the very least, unless they absolutely lose their minds and they're just dropping the entire season at once, we're going to have at least some time to simmer on these episodes.
Yeah, it's a little strange because Hulu does have it up that it's 2 a week, but everywhere else it is 1 a week after the premiere, which is a 2-episode premiere. So, yeah, we'll see how they actually end up rolling it out, but we will be here every week, whether it's 1 episode a week or 2 episodes a week.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there. But I think the thing that a lot of people are just going to be most excited for here, beyond just seeing Nicole Kidman back as this character who is just totally out there, is we have a brand new setting. We are now
Mhm.
going over to the Alps. It feels almost like this is the snowy season of the White Lotus that I have wanted in my brain for such a long period of time.
Yeah, it feels a lot like A Murder at the End of the World for anyone who has watched that show, which was amazing as
Mhm.
well. I love the snowy feel to it. It makes it feel a lot more isolated. I mean, the first season did feel very isolated on her retreat, but this makes it feel like you can't leave.
That's pretty important given the sort of stuff the work that Masha is going to be trying to do at this place.
Yeah, the trailer really set up from season one, and here's where some spoilers are. Where we last saw Masha, she had been being talked to by the police. There was a bunch of stuff that was going chaos on her retreat. She was speaking to the police. Everything seemed to be fine. She was let go. She drove off in Ben's stolen yellow Lamborghini. And the whole sort of premise was she was using these drugs and the participants at her retreat to be able to find a way and test them to see if she can reconnect with her daughter who had died. And by the end of season one, she did. It worked. We saw her in this yellow Lamborghini driving away with her daughter in the seat beside her. Obviously not there, but there in her mind. Now that we're going into season two, it seems like she's really figured out how to specifically take you to a core memory. In the first season, it was just chaos. Let's see what sticks. We're going to take this, we're going to take this, we're going to mix it up, we're going to drink it, and let's see where we end up. This season, it feels like she has figured out how to really specifically zone in on a core memory for these people and possibly her. In the trailer, there's a scene of her dancing with her daughter in a room.
There's a little bit of Black Mirror in this show, especially coming out of that Black Mirror episode Eulogy from this past season. That was a lot about accessing core memories. And from an emotional standpoint, it works because they can sort of put all this through the lens of therapy. I mean, I think the big question I have coming into this season is mostly just, I mean, you mentioned it a little bit earlier about the surprise of getting another season of this in general.
Yeah.
And I am really sitting back and being like, okay, is nobody talking about what happened in season one? Like, what's the word of mouth situation with all of this? What's going on with the police? It feels, here's a very bizarre comparison for everybody. Who remembers the reality show Joe Millionaire, where they tried to convince all the contestants that this dude was a millionaire when really he had like no money at all? And for some inexplicable reason, they were able to do another season of that as well. And they just went overseas and found a bunch of people who had never heard of the first season of Joe Millionaire. I'm like, is this the same thing with 9 Perfect Strangers this season?
It's even worse with like Too Hot to Handle. They had like 5 seasons where people didn't know what this show was anymore and thought that they were on, Party Island, a brand new reality show. I was just like, no, guys, you guys know what's going on. However, here, we had this retreat where it was 9 people that didn't really know each other. And what happened to them in that first season, they may not have wanted to share with anyone. Some really dark stuff happened. Some dark memories were brought out. Some weird things were happening. Maybe it didn't get out what really happened. We'll find out this season, right?
Yeah.
It looks like the setup is almost like a murder mystery where it's like, oh, we received this mysterious invitation to come to this retreat. And it seems like some people have an idea of what they're getting into. And some people are like, I thought I was here for like a relaxation. Like, what is going on here? What is this weird tea I'm about to drink?
Okay, there are 3 members of this cast I want to especially spotlight, mostly just because I love them so very much. Okay, number 1, Murray Bartlett, my guy Armand, is now back in another retreat/resort-like setting.
Yeah.
Hopefully there are no suitcases in a close vicinity to him. I love him. He's going to be great here.
Yeah, I mean, we really like The White Lotus a lot. We cover it here at the channel. If you're
Yeah.
looking for something that kind of has a similar feel, this is definitely the show for you.
Yeah, and beyond Murray, we've got Christine Baranski, who will always be Diane Lockhart from The Good Wife / The Good Fight to me. The Good Wife series finale remains one of the greatest series finales of all time. I said it. You can get mad at me in the comments all about
Wow.
it, but I am always going to watch her do anything, even if every single show she's a part of, she's always angry and passive aggressive and mean. It's basically the Gilded Age all over again, which I also adore. And then we've got Annie Murphy, whose iconic show alongside Dan and Eugene Levy, I apparently cannot say on YouTube because they will
Nope.
think I'm saying a different word altogether, but
You guys all know what we're talking about. Up the
correct.
creek.
Also, yeah, no, I also love her. I just think they did a really good job of casting people this season who can do drama, but are also kind of known for other things. I really like it when funny people show up on drama. It's sort of like the Vince Gilligan corollary in that sense, where he's always casting like comedians for kind of serious stuff.
Yeah, and they did that in season 1 as well.
Yeah, and I mean, speaking of season 1, I am kind of curious. Are there going to be people from season 1 who might manage to somehow pop in here or there?
Yeah, I mean, the ones that I'm actually the most curious about, and this might surprise people, are like Ben and his wife, because when we left them, they were basically like, "Welcome to tranquility." They basically had started their own resort sort of retreat, and I don't know if they were doing exactly the same thing or not, but I was kind of like, "Oh, this is interesting."
Yeah, I do think there is a case to be made to sort of surprise us a few episodes in with one of them. And I'm not trying to just constantly compare this show to The White Lotus, but what The White Lotus has done
They're similar.
they're similar enough. But I think what that show had did a good job at was kind of surprising us with some people and some links here or there that you may not expect going in. And if Nine Perfect Strangers is able to surprise us with something like that, I think they benefit very much from the fact they filmed this overseas. It filmed in a way where there weren't a lot of like press photos that got out. It feels like they could put almost anything in this upcoming season. There's no way we would know about it. I mean, we could have Clooney show up halfway through this, and I don't think he's going to. I'm just saying, I don't think it would be spoiled.
Here's the thing, if they don't bring back anybody from season 1, it will be okay,
Yeah.
because they gave everyone a pretty solid ending where you know where they are, what they're doing, and kind of at least how they ended up after this retreat. That it seems like, as extreme as everything Masha does, it worked.
I really wish there were more teases out there beyond this trailer, and that's where I'm kind of like, okay, Hulu, you've got a few weeks now. Step up to the plate a little bit. I don't think a lot of people know this show is back. Like
Yeah.
I've only heard Kidman talk about this season once, and it was like months ago, and all she really said was that it's going to be crazy. And it's like, okay, yeah, this is Nine Perfect Strangers. I would be surprised if it wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, we saw them in the trailer all drinking the drink, so I mean, it's going to get crazy.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of the DNA from season 1 in season 2. I mean, there's a reason it came back in the first place,
Mhm.
but I think there's going to be some attempts to evolve it. I think there's going to be some psychology that probably breaks down a different way. I know Masha made a step forward when it comes to her end goal the first season. I'm just kind
Mhm.
of sitting here and being like, is she going to experiment so much with all this that she's going to actually take away what she did in season 1?
Well, here's the other thing that I'm very curious about. I mean, the title is Nine Perfect Strangers, but we hear in this trailer that maybe some of them do actually know each other, or their paths have crossed, where someone's like, I don't think you remember me, or I remember you. So it's very curious to see what these nine perfect strangers, what the connection is, if everyone does have a connection or not. Because the first season, there wasn't.
I could easily see them doing something like that. I mean, once again, to use the silly reality show comparison here, you don't want to have every season be the same thing. And you're like,
Yeah.
this season, all these people somehow know each other, or there's like a 6 degrees of separation thing where they like know somebody who knows
Yeah.
somebody. How do they react to that?
It reminds me a lot of one of my favorite movies, Clue, where, they sent out the invitations to all these strangers. And then when they all show up, they're kind of like, I know you, or I know you, but you may not know me. I was watching you, whatever it was, that everybody there had some sort of a connection.
The best thing we can say about this right now is I think it's going to be crazy. It's going to be really fun to talk about.
Yeah.
But also, thank you, Hulu, for putting out this trailer when you did. Like, there's a part of me that was surprised it came out this week. I thought it was maybe going to be another week or two. But ultimately, the benefit here is it's giving everybody plenty of time to rewatch if it has been years since the first season. Or if you are still watching this video and you haven't seen season 1, plenty of time. It's not like it's a super long show or anything like that.
No, it felt like a very quick watch, because these episodes are really rich. They're so strange. There's a lot that's going. It's a trip.
Yeah, and we all need something like this, especially around Memorial Day weekend when it's like nothing is on anymore, network
Yeah.
TV show is over. But that's where we are entering Nine Perfect Strangers
Mhm.
season 2. Let us know in the comments, what do you want to see? Who in the cast are you the most excited for? Be sure to share in the comments, hit that subscribe button for more coverage, and yeah, support us further by joining our Patreon. That link is in the description. We are
Mhm.
covering exclusively there in video form Criminal Minds Evolution in addition to Murderbot. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you here next time.